Hey everybody, today we are looking at the iFi Go Bar. Now, the Go Bar, which I keep on wanting to say the Go Blue, but that's a Bluetooth device. This is a dongle from iFi, and they haven't made a dongle, so this is something new from them. And when they do something, they want to go big, so this is a little bit bigger than what you're used to. Let's go over the cons first of this device. It's larger than most of the devices on the market. Might even be larger than every device on the market, except for the Megatron. I think that's huge. But it is made very well. This is all metal. Even the ends, there's no plastic on this whatsoever, except for that ring right there. It's got little light indicators. It's got a ton of features on it. So we're trying to get into the cons, and here I am. I like this a lot. And I don't have that many dongles. I have maybe about 7 dongles in total. I've used maybe 12. One of them was an R2R. I've used the S9 Pro, the S3 Pro, a few from DD. I'm actually waiting on a really nice one from DD. They're out of stock, so they'll let me know when it comes in. Yeah, I just used a bunch of different ones. I haven't used all of the new ones. I haven't used anything from FiO. So, if you ask me this or that, I can only answer what I know. So, ultimately, it's bigger than anyone that I can think of besides Megatron, and that's it. I mean, I think there might be one from Tempo Tech that was a little bit bigger. But otherwise than that, that doesn't bother me. This thing is still ultra portable. I mean, look at this. I mean, look at it compared to, like, say, a remote. I mean, it's still small. So, I can't cite it for being bigger than the other ones because it still is very portable. And they do give you the pouch, which I just had in front of me, but for some reason it disappeared. Oh, it's right over here. It's tough looking through the monitor. So you got the little pouch, and you can either put it in this part or in this part. I like it in this part because I like the way the cables fit in the other part. And you snap that down. You got a little holster there, and you want to pull that out anytime you see some bad sound. Pull this out to make that bad sound go away. Well, ultimately, I do like the way it's constructed. Now, the volume, physical volume buttons, we'll get into that. That is a plus. But every time you use this on a device, whether it's one of my many phones, I have, I don't know, 4, maybe 5 phones that I test on. My main phone's a Samsung, and Samsung, it's hard with the Samsung because it's got very good sound. I mean, it's got Dolby Atmos on it and everything, but Samsung tends to be not that loud for some reason. I don't understand. Even with Bluetooth, it leaves you wanting more all the time. And that's where something like this comes in handy. So it's got the physical buttons. Now, I learned this the hard way with the Surf fans, the F35. I accidentally hit the output, and I had earplugs in, and I ripped those suckers out so fast because it just went to the output instead of the headphone, and just 100%. I thought I almost ruined the earphones, but because they were balanced armatures. But they're fine. They're working fine now. That was the CS16, which I like very much. Not perfect, but they do sound good with certain musics. So yeah, you have to reset it each time. Every time you plug this into a device, whether you just plugged it in and then took it off and then plugged it right back in again, you're going to press the volume, let the little white light go all the way up to the top, and make sure your device is down so you don't do what I did with the other thing. It just makes me nervous now anytime I use a device. I always make sure the phone is down or the computer is down before I put something in my ear. So yeah, you got to do that each time. So that's a con. That's basically the only cons I can think of is the size and that. I mean, it's got a ton of features on it. We'll get into the way it sounds and everything in just a second. So definitely improves sound quality on basically everything that you have. These cables are nice that it comes with. It comes with a nice adapter too for a full-size cable for PC, or if you're using your switch dock. These are decent quality cables. They're a little on the stiff side. Looking at it spec-wise, let's get into the pluses. Okay, the pluses. The thing's built like a tank. Another plus, I love the way this looks. It looks like a mini IDSD signature. The blue, exactly like a miniature one. I wish I still had that, like, with me in that, because I could show you. I like that device too. Now, this is the signature on this one you're going to find is somewhere in between that, the signature blue, and the hip DAC. Somewhere in between that is where the signature falls. So it's good. It really is a good signature. Looking at the specs, there's a 16-core XMOS microcontroller in here. There is a 32-bit Cirrus Logic DAC chipset with support for resolutions up to 32-bit, 384 kilohertz, PCM, native DSD 256 with full MQA decoding. This thing does a lot. It's got 4 digital filters to choose from, including Bit Perfect, which I like, Standard, Minimum Phase, Gibbs Transient Optimized. It's got balanced output and regular output, 3.5, 4.4, and it's got an impressive 475 MWPC at 32 ohms, or 7.5 volts at 600 ohms. That makes this the most powerful one in the market right now that I know of. I don't think there's anything that has more than that. That's a dongle. Obviously, things that are powered are going to have more than that, but dongle-wise. Now, we talk about this going to drain on your phone because it's a dongle. So just remember that. The more powerful thing you're running, the more power it's going to take from your thing. Now, I did run up to 300 ohm with this. I did a 250 for most part with the monitors. It did get a little warm with the higher ohms and the planar magnetics. It didn't get red hot. I had this on me, and every now and then I would touch it to make sure that it wasn't overheating or anything, burning a hole through my shirt. But I used this all night, and it comfortably just got warm, and that was it. So we get power with this. Do we get clarity with this? There's excellent details here. There's good clarity. The tonality is kind of natural, maybe a little warm. It is extremely well balanced in signature. It's got well-defined bass. It's punchy. There's a detailed low end. Very well-defined, rich mids. Treble does have sparkle and an openness feeling. And, of course, staging is open and accurate. So it's good. Now, there are ones on the market that I've tried that are very, very clear, almost kind of referencey. This is not. This has got that hi-fi signature. You're getting some good clarity, good details. There is some transparency there, but ultimately it is just very enjoyable in its signature. And if you have hi-fi, you know the signature that hi-fi has, and this carries on the tradition in that way. The only thing that I've ever used from hi-fi that differed from that was the Diablo. That was more kind of reference class. So conclusion, if the price doesn't put you off on this is a great product. It's not a budget product. It is a great product, and it's a good value. There's a lot of power in this little dongle. There's a ton of features in this little dongle. You got all those little lights that light up with all the different things. I don't know if you can even focus in on that or see that. But each one of these is a thing. You have X base and X base, which I didn't even mention, works well with this. And it's very subtle with this. You'll notice the differences, but it's not like an immediate overpowering of the bass or the sound stage where it gets overly sharp or anything. It is much less than some of the other products that I've used. It is more subtle, but you can definitely hear the difference with those on. So it's very well implemented as well. I like this. I really do. If you can get over the price with this and the size isn't throwing you off, to me, it's really not. I know I have DACs that are probably about this big, but ultimately, this is still very, very portable. Very easy to bundle on the long side of your phone or anything else, too. So it's not a problem at all. I like it. It's a great device. It works very well. It may not be the most clear on the market, but it is definitely very good sounding. And there is clarity. It's not an overly bass boosted kind of thing. It just has a very natural sound to it. So with that said, if I go bar, I keep wanting to say go blue. This is my final assessment on the product. I like it. I would highly recommend it if you're looking for something in that price range. A lot of times dongles, it is probably one of the most expensive dongles on the market. I don't know. There might be actually some that are over 300. I remember like luxury and precision or something like that. I think that was more, and it doesn't have the power of this either. So price wise though, it is a bit more expensive, but it is worth it in the long run because you get a lot of power and you can run some full-size headphones decently with this. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was informative, and I will see you somewhere on the internet. Please be safe.